My friend, if your email outreach is not bringing you new clients, what are you even doing? Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan and I teach content marketers how to build a six-figure business. Whether you are doing traditional cold emailing or like my students in Revenue Spark, you're using warm emailing, one thing is for certain. If you want people to open, read, and respond to your emails, it needs to be structured in a very specific way. I've used a combination of LinkedIn and email outreach to build a six-figure business, so let's talk a little bit more about how exactly you can do that. We're going to start from the very beginning with your subject line and the preview. This is when your leads decide whether or not they're going to open your email. That's half the battle. You are not the only person reaching out to them, so you have to find ways to kind of stand out from all the clutter and all the white noise. You do not achieve that with something like this, or this, or this. The best way to begin to gain someone's trust and help them feel more comfortable with opening your email is to keep it simple. I have two go-to subject lines that work like a charm. The first one is blogging for company name, and the second is question about your blog. I say blog and blogging because I own a content agency and that's the main service that we provide, but you would just plug in whatever makes the most sense for you. So social media or email marketing or whatever. The preview. If you are sending your email directly in Gmail, then all it's doing is showing your recipient the first few words of your email. The most important thing to have here is to address your lead by their name. When I get an email from a stranger and it just says, hi, or hello, or dear business owner, or one of my favorites, dear sir or madam. Now, next, let's say the lead opens your email. Hooray. What should you say in the body of the email? Here's one template that's worked really well for me. You want to start with who you are, what you do, and why you're reaching out. Then you want to identify the benefits that you offer that also address their main pain points, and you want to end with a strong CTA. Let's go through each of these. Who you are, what you do, and why you're reaching out. That's your name, your profession, and what the purpose of the email is. As a stranger who is emailing them, you need to remove some of that mystery and get straight to the point. Keep this brief. It can literally be one sentence. I say something like, my name is Megan and I'm a writer and I'm reaching out because blah, 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 because I'm interested in writing for your blog or whatever. One sentence. Next, the benefits that you offer to address their main pain points. When it comes to possibly working with you, your leads want to know one thing. What's in it for them? Why should they care? Really, this whole thing is about them, not you. So that's what you want to address next, the benefits. And I want you to keep in mind that there is a difference between a benefit and a feature. This is where a lot of people go wrong with cold emailing or warm emailing. A feature is a skill that you offer. It's a service. A benefit is what happens as a result of that service. So here's an example. SEO is a feature. It's a service that I offer. The benefit is improved keyword rankings in Google and more organic traffic. Those things happen as a result of SEO. For this first email, you want to focus on benefits. The features are still important, but they're going to come into the conversation a little bit later. You want to choose benefits that address common pain points that your clients have. You know, in my case, when I'm talking to brands, what they are very often struggling with is ranking higher in Google and getting more traffic. So that's why those things are absolutely going to appear in my email. Just put yourself in their shoes and ask yourself, if I were them, what would I want most? What would matter most? That'll help you determine the benefits that they're after the most. And lastly, you end with a strong CTA, a call to action. Do not end your email with something like, hope to hear from you soon. You need to say something that's going to get them to take action. The simplest thing you can do is ask for a call. This can be a call on the phone or on Zoom. Remember that when you are communicating with your leads, you always want to be gently moving the relationship forward toward the close. That's what your CTA is for. Don't assume that they're going to take it upon themselves to move the relationship forward, because they won't. All right, those are the biggies of email sales pitches, but I have a few more pro tips I want to share with you. Some people try to include flattery in their email sales pitch. They're doing it, to try to get on the good side of their lead and grab their attention, so they'll give them some kind of compliment. This approach, this flattery approach, absolutely can work. I've used it plenty of times, but you need to tread very carefully. What I see too many people do is offer their lead some vague, generic compliment, and it sounds completely disingenuous. So let's go through an example. As a writer, I would never email a lead and be like, I love your blog. Anyone can say that without having done any research at all. It is completely inauthentic. Instead, what I would do is I would find a specific blog post that I really enjoyed, I'd read the whole thing, and then in my email, I would say something like, you recently published a blog on X, Y, and Z, and I really love how you blah, blah, blah. Okay, I got specific. Look for something that you can genuinely compliment them on, and it's going to come across as a lot more authentic. Your leads can smell the BS, all right? Don't try to mess with them, keep it real. Another approach that I will use sometimes is finding common ground with my lead. A lot of the brands that I work with are in the fitness industry. This is on purpose. Fitness is one of my niches because I have a background as a competitive Olympic weightlifter. And sometimes if it makes sense in the context of that email for that brand, I will mention that. I'll say to them, hey, I used to lift competitively, so what you're doing really resonates with me, or something like that. One more thing, which I hope was painfully obvious by now, personalize the dang email. Personalize it. If you're going to be, I'm gonna give you a little tough love here. If you are so lazy that all you're willing to do is copy paste the same email verbatim to all of your leads, then you're too lazy to be making six figures. It's that simple. I am not sorry I said that. It's true. Personalizing an email takes a matter of seconds. Lastly, plan to follow up. Do not expect a home run on the first email. I follow up with my leads twice. This is also what I teach my students in Revenue Spark. So that is a total of 3 emails. The initial email and 2 follow-ups. I know some people who will follow up 10 times. I don't suggest that. I suggest you follow up 3 times. But whatever you do, don't stop at 1. It's not enough. I spent about a decade of my life learning how to land high-paying clients. You could also spend a decade, or you could just copy my process, which I've bottled up and put into my program, Revenue Spark. Are you ready to scale your agency to 6 figures? Sweet, let's go. Scroll down and you'll see that I've dropped the link to my program so you can learn more about it and enroll there. Thanks so much for sticking around. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and tell YouTube that you like my content. And before you head out, subscribe so you never miss my new videos, and I'll see you next time.